Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. David Samadi. I want to welcome you to our live show online. We are simultaneously broadcasting this on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on our website, which is samaditv.com. Samaditv.com is where you can go and actually put your comments. You can email me directly if you absolutely need to ask any medical questions, and we'll try to find the experts. Well, I try to answer them myself. And this is a way that we can actually come back and give a public service. For years, I was on TV, and we're still on TV, and we contribute. But I think this is an easier way to really come to your living room and spend this Sunday afternoon together to be able to give back. So many questions have come on social media. A lot of you have been asking exactly where is Sunday House Call. And I thought it was a very good idea to really come back and in a little less stressful environment, right from our center in Manhattan, be able to come to you and answer a lot of your medical questions. And it is a big public service. So many Americans out there don't have access to medical health, they don't have access to doctors, and they don't have access to go to the hospital. And this is the best way that we can really help each other and give back really to the community. I want you to know that I love you. I want you to know that I heard you, and I want you to know that I got all the messages online about what you really wanted. And I think this is a great venue to bring in a lot of my colleagues. Some of the team that we always had at Fox News will be joining us in the near future. And also a lot of experts from all over US and all over the world were able to open that gate to really get the expertise in their field. So this is really important. So on social media, you can put comments, you can ask questions, and we're going to be airing this every Sunday at 12:30 on New York area, Eastern Time. Now, some of the topics that we have talked about, and I picked for you today, has to do with topics that are very broad, and it affects all Americans. And I think that's important because we don't pay attention to some of the issues that we're dealing with. And stress is something that I think is affecting all of us. Majority of Americans are going through a very stressful time. Whether it's the political divide that we have, and I think the country is really divided, whether you're on the right or on the left, there's all this debate and argument is going, and ultimately it's affecting your health, and it increases the stress, and that stress can affect your overall health. Natural disasters. We're talking about hurricanes. We're talking about what happened in Puerto Rico and also all the Caribbean islands. And unfortunately, the earthquake that happened in Mexico. Our heart and prayer goes to all those victims. And we wish everyone well to get to safe area and survive this. Mexico and Puerto Rico and many other areas in Florida and other places will never be the same. And the scar of this natural disaster will always be with us. But we can help each other. We can help each other by reaching out, by donating, and this would be a good time to really reach out and help another American. That's the purpose of this show, not to get us healthy only, but to really help each other as a community. I truly believe in that. I have been given an opportunity to be a real American dream. I came from a foreign country, did all of my training in this country. We're so blessed to be part of this country, and anytime I have any chance to give back, including a program like this, you have me, you have my entire team, and we're there to help you. There could be a lot of stress as a result of your work, as a result of your job. Maybe you don't get along with your coworker. It could be a relationship. Maybe it's a financial problem. All of these stresses really affect your entire health. Our children are going through a lot of bullying. Our school system is very difficult today than when you and I grew up together. There is tremendous peer pressure on them, and they have to be achievers and overachievers. So all of that stress is important. What does this kind of stress do to your body? How does it affect your health? What we know is that our Creator, we call it God, has created this fight or flight defense mechanism. So in our body, the adrenal gland really pumps all these adrenals and epinephrine and norepinephrine hormones, and that's when you take the exam, you see your palm is getting sweaty, your heart rate goes up, you get into an accident, you get excited. All of that is the epinephrine that kicks in order to save you. That's our defense mechanism. And I think for a short period of time, that's actually healthy, and that's to our advantage. But long term, if you're running at a very high stress level, with those hormones being really high, that can affect your heart and can cause heart disease and stroke and eventually heart attack. I want you to remember this hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is our biggest enemy when it comes to stress. The level of cortisol really goes up. It affects your immune system. The acid level in your stomach goes up, and it really causes gastric ulcer. It affects your skin. So overall, from your heart to your memory, the fact that you cannot really make a good judgment, concentration and memory can be affected. So what's the best way to go about this? The first thing I want you to do is to find out that actually you are under stress and admit to it, because men and women deal with stress in a totally different way. Find out someone that you trust, a friend, a family, somebody who is not going to judge you, and really open up to them. And make sure that you cut down on nicotine, on alcohol, and coffee, because even though coffee, I've been a big advocate, and it's really been affecting and helps with diabetes and dementia. In this particular case, get rid of the coffee, because that's all working against you. There are many things you can do as far as making sure that you get good amount of sleep. We'll talk about sleep in a minute. Sleep is so important because it really gets rid of all the issues that you have during the day. And exercise is important because it adds to the endorphin, and it actually helps with your level of stress. Let me remind you that deep breathing is extremely vital and important. Take a deep breath and slowly relieve it, and that relaxes your muscle. Yoga, swimming. But one of the reasons why I picked this topic is because a lot of times you ask me what kind of food I should have and what kind of diet I should go through. And you know something? The medicine, the modern medicine has failed us many times. And unfortunately, too many doctors are writing for too many benzodiazepine and Valium and Xanax, and that's really not good for us. That knee-jerk reaction where you go to the doctor's office, you get a prescription and you go out, that's not medicine. So let's find out how through diet and other things like natural herbs, we can actually help you. I think adding to your breakfast oatmeal is extremely helpful. I think oatmeal has not only a lot of fibers, but it has tons of vitamin B and magnesium. And we've seen that low magnesium actually increases the anxiety. So for breakfast, I recommend an oatmeal. For lunch, I think having some salmon is great, because salmon not only has omega-3 fatty acid, but it also has tons of vitamin B and also magnesium that will help you with increase your serotonin, which is the happy hormone, and lower the cortisol, which is always working against us. If you like asparagus, you can add that. That has folate and it has calming effect. And I know that all of you are waiting to hear about dark chocolate. Dark chocolate has flavonoids, it has polyphenols, and that reduces the blood pressure and also reduces the cortisol. So yes, you can have a little bit of dark chocolate and you'll be great. And I think through this diet, you will be absolutely fine. Finally, I think you've heard me talk about passion flower and also kava. These are also very calming herbs that you can use. And if you get to a point where it's really a crisis and you need to go see a psychiatrist to take those medications, that's fine under the supervision. Mind you, everything I recommend today in this program and future programs may or may not work for you. This is a public recommendation. I don't know about your medical history. I don't know about your medications. So after you hear me, make sure you speak to your doctor and make sure that's the right thing to do. I hope this segment helped you. We need to get together, help each other, support each other to get through any kind of stressful period, because overall stress can kill you and we don't want that to happen. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about sleep or lack of it and what lack of sleep can do to your health. We'll be right back.